Okay. Ready or not, it's Monday night. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening, as I usually am on Monday evenings. This is Ellen Winn's team Zoom meeting. Most everybody on here is on Ellen's team. If you're not, you're a welcomed guest. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time this evening, we especially want to say hello and welcome to you. We're excited that you're here with us and hope you enjoy this evening. But anyways, I get the honor and privilege, as I do every week, to introduce Ellen and let you know a little bit about her. And also, the way that I do this is similar to what you would do if you were going to be doing a three-way call with her, or, similar type information if you're doing a three-way call with one of your upline team members with a client or a potential agent. But anyways, I want to introduce Ellen Winn. She is a very good friend of mine. I've known her for over 18 years now, I believe it is, or almost 20, we're getting close to. But she is a very well established entrepreneur. She grew up in the Atlanta area, just outside of Atlanta in Dallas, Georgia, on a farm. But so she's used to working hard, but she ended up working in the restaurant industry for many years, worked her way up to being a district director and a training manager for Domino's Pizza before she opened up her own two pizza restaurants that were independent restaurants. But so she's been on the business side. She also owns a limousine company, but she also has been in the network marketing industry for about, I think, almost 20 years now. And that's how I met her. She was someone in my upline. And when I met her, she was actually the national training director for a company and was super good at doing that. But anyway, she has a lot of business experience. She's got experience working in the network marketing industry and has developed a humongous team here in DAC and is at the area director level. And we are super excited and thrilled that we have her as our upline. But without further ado, Miss Ellen, can you go ahead and take it away?
I can,
There
Harlequin.
you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad you're here. Text messages just went out as a reminder. Look, this is going to be short and sweet tonight. I'm going to go through recognition and I'm going to take questions for you guys that have are having issues or running into conversations that you're not quite sure how to handle. And then we're going to adjourn. I'm not going to keep you here an unnecessary length of time, but I do want to make sure we're here long enough to get all of your questions answered. So if you've run into anything through the week or you've seen something in training that you don't quite understand, I'm going to be able to answer those questions for you. But first, I want to get us into screen share mode and get us kicked off with our top recruiters and a little bit of recognition there. So DAC gives you the upside of business ownership, simplified and without the risk of being in business for yourself, without the risk of having the high costly overhead like I used to have when I had my restaurants, as Harlequin explained. And for me, it's just the absolute perfect business model. I'll close out a couple of things here. I'm not sure if they're showing on the screen or not. So let's get into it. DAC, we're over an 8-year-old company. We celebrated our 8-year anniversary last September. I've been with DAC since June of 2018. I've seen some tremendous growth. DAC has been profitable. They've got a proven success track record, and we're now moving into phase 2. We're poised for massive growth with some additions of new services, consumer services. We see those first those first several years, almost 8 years in the company, we only had B2B services. Now we've evolved into consumer services as well. So you pick what you want to market, and we've got a great platform to help you. But we're looking for people who are self-starters, who are motivated, who want to have a successful side hustle or build it into a full-time business inside the protection of DAC, where you'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Now, with DAC, you have the ability to do one of two things. You can either be a affiliate and just go out and earn your own income by building your personal client base. You can earn a significant income there through our residual services and some of our bonus services as well. But if you really want to amplify your income potential, then you can build a team and have a nationwide agency. There are no area limitations, and there's no income ceiling with this opportunity. So the sky is the limit. It's only up to you as to what you're willing to put in, what you're willing to build to make money here at DAC. So talking about expansion, that leads me into our top recruiters for the week 122 through 128. We had in first place, we had a three-way tie amongst Anthony Janis, Jimmy Boyd, and Sean McConaughey. Each had 3 new agent recruits for the week, or new affiliates. Congratulations to you guys being on the top of the leaderboard there. And in fourth place, we had a 5-way tie between Ben Randalls, Katina Willis, LaTerrence Dunbar, Mark Politi, and Ronnie McKellar. So congratulations to you 5 in fourth place there, each tied with 2 new agent recruits. All in all, we had, well, I went the wrong way. All in all, we had 26 agents who had at least 1 new recruit. So getting more people into the recruiting game this week. Right now, we should be seeing a ton of new recruits coming in. To get on the leaderboard by name, you had to have 2 or more recruits. So those of us that only had 1 recruit for the week, we didn't get our names on the leaderboard there in light. So do what you can next week to see if you can be on the leaderboard. We start that Monday through Sunday. And if you're having conversations with people and no one has signed up yet, congratulations. It's just a matter of time before you too will be named on the leaderboard. Now, to help you with our services, our business, we do 3 things here at DAC. We go find customers, and to help you get better at finding customers, we do continued education, and that continued education is on Tuesdays. We have our healthcare training, 30-minute session from Jake over at Clearwater. He's doing updates and talking about sales training and different things that can help you be more successful if you're wanting to market our healthcare program. Even if that's not what you're leading with, I encourage you to get involved in it so that if the opportunity arises, you'll have the opportunity to offer or ask the question, hey, what are you guys doing for healthcare? And be able to point them in the right direction, okay? Then on Wednesday, we have our 30-minute update. Sometimes it's only 15 minutes, and that is from Wade Cordell with our Bank Breezy funding team. Wade comes on every week, talks about the latest updates in the industry, gives you some tips, talks about success stories, shares some wins and some funding stories. So a great way to stay on top of what's going on there. Again, even if you're not leading with funding, you need to keep up with all the services as best you can. I know this is a part-time business for 99.9% of you, and it's intended to be that. But the best way that you stay on top of it and turn that part-time education into a full-time income potential is to stay plugged in. Because if you sign up with DAC and you go, oh, I got a full-time job, I'm just going to do this part-time, and you don't carve out time every week to plug into your DAC business, before you know it, you'll forget all about DAC. So staying involved and at least getting caught up and watching the replays on every one of the Zooms that we do every week will keep you moving through DAC. It'll keep DAC ingrained in you, and it'll keep you motivated until you have enough going inside that's going to encourage you to have a conversation to get some customers. Okay. And then on Friday, we have our agent update. I'm looking forward to what we have by the end of this week. We've got some new material that David said should be out by the end of the month. So by Friday, we should have some really good stuff. So make sure you got this on your calendar. And of course, on Mondays, we did our RVP Zoom at 11:30 Eastern time today. And then every Monday, I do this team Zoom at 9 p.m. Eastern time to be here for you guys myself. So you hear from our company founders and the head of the different services that we market. And then here I am as a team leader, making myself available to coach and answer questions as well. So guys, we're here coming up on month end. Wednesday is the end of the month. I want you to be here to win, and being here to win means you got to go get customers. If you're not ever planning on getting a customer and you're going to sit back and watch everybody else, or all you want to do is recruit, then you're not going to make money here. You might as well go find something else to do, because you have to get customers. Yeah, you can go recruit people in your first 90 days. You're automatically eligible to earn overrides on what your team does. But after 90 days, if you don't have customers, you're not going to make any money on anything anybody else does. I want to make sure that's clear. And also, as we're talking about month end, midnight this coming Wednesday is the end of the month. And what happens is our system takes a snapshot at midnight and says, okay, Ellen has 750 points. Harlequin has 480 points. Bobby has 100 points. Carlene has 230 points. John has 0. Whatever is out there at the end of the night, midnight, that screenshot, that snapshot of your business is going to dictate whether you're going to earn anything on anybody that you have in your team that's producing. Okay. And here's how that works. This is the residual chart, and I just did a snapshot of the first 3 levels of that compensation. The first is you're an agent, you're an affiliate. If you don't have any personal customers at all, then you're just a number in our system as far as the compensation plan is concerned. To be considered a qualified agent and to be eligible to earn 3 levels deep on your team, you need to have 50 personal residual revenue points. What is that? Well, that means you get a customer that's worth $50 in residual revenue. And I have a moth flying around in front of me here. Harlequin, can you see that on the screen? You can. I don't know where that came from all of a sudden. So for you to get paid, you got to have 50 in personal residual revenue. You can get that through having a funding client that that gives you that residual revenue. Typically, funding is going to be a one-time shot, and you're going to get paid that 1 month, that one bonus, and then you got to go get that customer again the next month. If you have residual points from identity theft, healthcare, payment processing, RX plan, those are reoccurring every month. Those you don't have to get new customers each month. You get volume this month, excuse me, and then next month, whatever that volume was, it reappears over and over and over again. So 50 points is the starting point, or $50 is the starting point. And then where you really want to work towards getting to is team trainer. Team trainer is really the foundation and core building block of our business. Team trainer means you have 100 in personal qualified volume revenue, and then you have a team of 3 people, at least 3 people, building to a total of $250 between the 3 of them, with a 40% rule. When you get to team trainer, you're going to earn 4 levels deep on your team. So it looks like this. Here you are working your way up to $100 in personal residual revenue dollars. Okay. Again, if you're doing that with residual customers, you don't have to go get new customers every month. If you go get 5 healthcare customers, 5 times 4 is 200 residual revenue dollars. That means you've got $200 every month coming in, and you don't have to go get new customers. They're there repeatedly unless one of them cancels, right? So that's the beauty of residual customer revenue. And then you're going to look for 3 people that want to build a team, and that 3 people that want to do what you're doing and working towards team trainer. If you'll do that, find 3 that are going to go get 100 points each, and find 3 people that are going to work towards getting 250 between them to get to team trainer. The next thing you know, you're going to look like this. Your team trainer is going to go to you turning to area trainer. Sorry, I meant to hide those slides, because these 3 frontline people that you brought in to get you to team trainer, when they work towards getting to team trainer, that's naturally going to promote you to the next level. And I'll go back to this one big slide showing you our compensation plan. It looks overwhelming and just too much to accomplish when you look at the whole big picture. But what I just showed you is those bite-sized pieces of getting to team trainer, helping somebody else get to team trainer, that moves you to area trainer. And when they duplicate that, that moves you to regional trainer, and so on through the compensation plan. All right, I'm going to pause screen share for a second and go through and make sure I got the right slide up next. All right, and I do. Okay, so again, I'll cover this last week, and this is the last slide, and then we're going to go to your questions. Your key indicators: how many personal customers do you have? How many agents have you recruited, and what do your commissions look like? And this is just your dashboard when you log into your back office. If those numbers aren't moving, and if you don't have a plan in place to make those numbers move, what are you doing? And that's what we want to help you get off of the starting line and cross that starting line to start getting customers. Okay, so I'm going to go off a screen share and go back over and just talk. Okay, guys, we've got right now we've got a little hold up on the RX plan as far as being able to get customers. So if you're looking for some points, some residual revenue dollars to post by the end of the night on Wednesday, due to our payment processing system, or not ours, over at My Free Pharmacy, or DAC RX partner, they've got some issues going on. They're having to switch out their system, doing some upgrades, and that means that for this very moment, they can't process payments coming in for new signups or renewals. So don't count on the RX plan being the way to get those points that you need, or those dollars that you need by midnight on Wednesday. But some dollars that you can get if you have some payment, some funding clients in process. If you can get them over the line and get them funded by Wednesday, then that volume can count for you. Excuse me. And also, if you have folks that are looking at identity theft protection, that is an immediate volume point that shows up. Harlequin, do you mind talking about identity theft for just a second? My voice is getting kind of raspy on me here. Give me a second to get some water.
Sure, I can do that.
Go ahead.
And also, I do want to point out, if you have some pharmacy volume, from last month, they're also not able to process the renewals. So if it hasn't posted yet, then it most likely will not post by the end of the month, or at least don't count on it. But with the identity theft, we have a phenomenal program where you can go and get identity theft coverage. There's 2 options there. Well, there's a standard plan, and then there's an extended plan. I think that's the correct term for it. But anyways, with one of them, it tracks the just one credit bureau. The other one tracks all three, but you can either get it as an individual or as a family, but it includes $1 million worth of identity restoration, not just if your credit card is stolen. That is if somebody goes in and uses your social security number and goes to the hospital and says that they're you, and all of a sudden that's on yours. Another example that I personally ran into, or at least the owner of it, they had an employee who had used somebody else's social security number to work, and they didn't find out for about a year or two. And all of a sudden, the individual whose social it was, they had no idea that somebody else was using their social, and it showed up that they owed all these taxes because the person didn't have any taxes taken out. But anyways, as Ellen has up here, there's the standard and the plus. But with that, you also get a what is it? The antivirus, which is a phenomenal tool, and it has a whole bunch of additional things with it. It's got the digital file vault and the file shredder and all that type of stuff, but that is a commercial grade.
Bitdefender.
Yes, Bitdefender. But anyways, you also get to find out things like the sex offender registry. I was absolutely mortified to find out how many sex offenders there were that lived in my neighborhood. But anyways, so there's a lot of different things that it covers. And I know a lot of people, they think, oh, well, I was involved in some sort of a credit breach, so my bank is, they've got the credit monitoring for me. But that it's not the same. They're only worried about your bank account and your credit cards. They're not worried about all the other different types of things that could happen to your identity. So it's a great thing to get, and you get volume for it. And it's also a great
Hey, you
thing
mean you
to
can sign up for this yourself, Harlequin, and you get credit for your own self as a customer?
absolutely you do.
Oh, wow.
I've been my own best customer for identity theft for several years now.
Yeah, awesome.
And I know you have too.
Oh yeah, I signed up immediately. And the way that you get there is through the footer of your website under additional services, ID Protect, down there at the bottom of the page.
Yeah. And
That's
actually,
available through your healthcare or your David Allen Capital Financial Services page.
yeah. And one thing to point out, you mentioned that you can be your own customer with all of our services, except for the funding. You can be your own customer. Now there's some rules regarding you getting paid commission on your own personal funding. We normally don't allow that, especially when somebody is first signed up. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit more, Ellen, but you can be your payment processing customer. You can be your healthcare, your pharmacy customer, your identity theft, whatever it happens to be. But do you want to go over a little bit on the funding side, how that works?
Yeah, sure. I'll touch on that. Thanks for covering there. I just needed some water. Yeah. And, I grew up in the era of learning how something worked from the inside out. Every company that I've ever been involved with in direct selling, we were marketing a service that I was interested in anyway. So it made sense for me to be a product of the product, so to say. So everything that DAC markets that I've had the ability to use, I've used it. I've had our payment processing and been using that for my limousine company. I've had the ID Protect. I've had our healthcare program, right? So everything that makes sense for me to switch what I'm currently doing and buy from my own agency through DAC, I've done that. Not only do I get credit towards my promotion levels moving through the comp plan, but I also get some residual income back. So that pharmacy plan that's $19.95, if it makes sense for you to subscribe to that, guess what? It only costs you $17.95 a month because you'll get $2 back at least on the commission plan, right? So yeah, you want to do that. But the funding rule that Harlequin referenced is that is in place simply to protect us as agents so that when we're out promoting our funding services, that we don't run across a business owner that goes, okay, this looks pretty good. And then they stumble upon the DAC agent affiliate opportunity and look at it and go, oh, wait, I'll just get funding through myself and I'll get that big commission myself. So it's there to prevent someone from circumventing you to get paid a commission and cutting you out of the picture. After you've been an agent for about 6 months, you can get funded through yourself without having to go through your enroller's link. But also in the very beginning, if you are enrolling someone that has a business, you have the option of allowing that business owner to get funding through themselves. That's very rare, but you'd have to get permission to let somebody get funded for themselves. As the enroller, if you're qualified, you get a match up to 50% of whatever they make. So could be a win-win that new agent gets their own funding on their own business, but that's very rare, and that circumvention is the protection there for that rule. Okay. All right. I don't have anything else, Harlequin. If you've got anything else right now, I'm going to go to hands up on the virtual hand raise. And if I don't see hands coming up, we're going to wrap this up
Actually,
because this is
Ellen, I
intended
did
for
have
interaction.
something. We had talked about this earlier. If you have not logged in to your back office in the last couple of weeks, please, pretty please do so, especially if you have earned a commission, because you need to go in there and they are going to ask you to verify your Social Security, or if you're registered as a business, your EIN number, so that DAC can send out your 1099s. And David talked about this on Friday. If they don't have your social or your EIN, then they can get fined, but also they send it in to the IRS without the information, and then the IRS is going to go and potentially audit you. So you don't want to open yourself up to that potential. So please log in, because I can see in my back office, at least, that there's a bunch of people on my team that I know have earned commissions of over $600, and they have not logged in.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that reminder. And one other thing, Harlequin, remember when I was talking to you earlier and I told you what I was doing as we're nearing the end of the month? Guys, if you have people in process, you need to be following up with them. I told Harlequin I've got about 10 people that have gotten a quote and haven't done the enrollment process yet on our healthcare. So I'm sending out text messages this evening saying, hey, just checking in to see if you had an opportunity to review that quote. There's still time to get you signed up on our healthcare plan with a February 1 start date. Absolutely. In fact, you could get a customer tomorrow. Somebody could go in, get a quote. They like the quote, then they could sign up and get started for February 1. You have until the last day of the month to get an individual signed up to be effective the beginning of the following month. So don't let that hold you back. Now, on healthcare, that volume is not going to show up until the following month. So anybody that had a January 1st start date on healthcare, that volume will show up on February 15th to get paid. Same thing, February 1st start date, we'll see that volume counting towards your rank advancement. That'll show up the following month. But go get them, guys. It's not just that I want to see you guys succeed as far as getting customers, making money, and moving through the compensation plan, but to be able to build that financial income, that I know you're here. I mean, you didn't sign up in this business just to be a part of a business, right? You came here to make money and succeed. But the other piece of this is I want to see you succeed because I know there are so many people in your network, your network of influence that could really benefit from what we have to offer. There are people around you right now that are struggling to pay for their prescriptions each and every month, and they probably have no clue of what you have to offer. And you probably have no clue how much they're struggling because you haven't asked that question. Hey, do you know anyone spending over $20 a month on prescription drugs? Right? Same thing with healthcare. There are people around you right now who do not have healthcare because they don't know that there's an affordable option out here, like what we have at DAC Healthcare. Or there are people that have healthcare, but they're paying $700 or $800 a month unnecessarily above what they would pay if they had our program. So put your Good Samaritan hat on when you look at our business. Put your Good Samaritan hat on and be that bearer of good news, just sharing what we have to offer. And if you run across people that it's not a good fit for, at least you told them. And it also, in that sharing, you're going to plant a seed where someone could potentially refer you to someone that needs what we have to offer. So keep moving forward. I appreciate you taking time to be here tonight. If you're watching us on the replay, we appreciate you showing up. One last chance, if you've got any questions, last chance to raise your hand, or we are going to wrap up for the evening. Chances going once, going twice. All right, everybody have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow on our healthcare Zoom at 11:30.